What's good, guys? Today we're going to teach you how to wheelie. We have two big wheel BMX bikes and we have a mountain bike. We're going to go step by step how to improve your wheelies or teach you from the start. Let's get into it.
Rule number uno, never let no one know.
Alright, so this is the first step. It's pulling up the bike, and it's definitely a two-step process. So the first thing is you're going to want to learn how to pull your bike up with just your arms. So Nate's going to demonstrate. Just like that. Kind of learn how to do that. You can go in like a straight line and just work on that. And then the second step is with your feet. So we'll show you that in a second. Alright, so with your pedals, when you're pulling the top of the bike up, you're going to want to like keep your pedals about here. So they're about flat, or maybe even like a little bit higher, like that. Just so you can get as much power out of it. And you kind of pull it and push the top, and you should start to like feel your wheels start coming up. We're going to demonstrate that in a second. So we're going to show you what like all of the steps look like together, plus like a little bit of practice time. So we're going to be using the brake, pulling up, standing up, like this.
Yeah, so watch how he just pulls back.
Like as soon as you think you're about to fall, you use the brake again. You stand up and get more force, and you kind of like lightly want to be touching the brake. If you think you're going to fall, you use the brake again, and you keep going.
Yep. So keep pedaling no matter what, and then when you feel like you're about to lose it and fall backwards, just tap that brake and you should be good. You'll go right back down because it kills your momentum. And then keep pedaling, bring you right back up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Number two, never let them know your next move. Don't you know bad boys move in silence and violence?
Okay, so we're going to talk about two different balance points. And the first one is with just pedals, where you don't really need to use your brake. And the second one is where you can only use your brake, you don't really need your pedals. So Nate's going to show us the first balance point.
Yeah, so no brakes, just pedaling only.
Kind of like that. That's about like the angle you want. I mean, it's not one that you'd hold for a long time because it's just kind of like a practice. And that's what it looks like. We're going to show you the second one right here. The second balance point, just brakes. This one's going to be more of like a 12 o'clock type of thing. He's laughing, but you'll see.
Yeah.
Your bike's going to be higher up is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so no pedaling. So just, it's kind of
Like that. See how much higher he is?
just my brakes only.
You're just kind of like, that's a good way to practice your brakes. Because when you're braking, what you really want to do is just, I would say use one finger, two if it's a little bit, if you want to like be safer, but I would say one's enough. And you kind of just want to like put it to where your brakes are closing on the wheel. You kind of like tap it like that much, like that. That's all I do. And it's, you only use it, like you'll feel it when your bike starts to go back and you're like about to crash. You just tap your brakes like a tiny little bit and it makes all the difference. And you'll learn like how much brakes you can use and make it perfect.
Number three, never trust nobody. Your mom just said that ass.
All right, so the next step is learning how to loop out. It's probably the most important step. So if you don't do this, you'll definitely hurt yourself a lot more. So what you want to do is keep pulling up, and once you get like to your balance point, you want to keep pedaling and just fall off the back but land on your feet. So this is what it's going to look like. Just like that. Just so then you know where your balance point is and you can find out where you can wheelie. So when you combine the two with the pedals and the bars, it should look a little bit like this. There's another side note. It's easier to stand up and do it. Like you kind of stand up and sit down immediately and just pull up and hit all three together. It should look like this. Exactly.
In the bushes to light that ass up. Number four, know you heard this before.
Just brakes is what we're going to talk about. So brakes are probably like, if not the most important, one of them when wheeling. So when you feel like you're going to get to that point when you're looping out, when you feel like, have we showed?
Where you're kind of like about to like fall backwards, you use your brakes. Your brakes will push your bike forward again. But you want to learn how to use just enough brakes where it pushes your bike forward. It's like not enough to fall off the back, not enough to like throw your bike all the way forward.
Yes, exactly.
So it's key. It's like you'll learn how you like your brakes and stuff, and you'll learn just like tiny little touches and stuff.
Yeah.
It'll make all the difference. And I mean, it takes time. It's not something you learn overnight. So don't get discouraged. It's not easy.
Never get high on your own supply. Number five, never sell no.
All right, so if you have a mountain bike, we're gonna show you how to do it. So one of the things that's different is that you're kind of like pushing down on the forks instead of pulling up. So you do like a quick push down and then a pull up because you have the suspension, and that kind of helps you like thrust
Yeah, you
it.
can
So,
pop in, just move all
Yeah.
the momentum from the ground quickly.
and then another huge difference is gears. So you're gonna want to be in a gear that's
Yes.
it's low enough where you can kind of pop it, but you don't like keep going like up and up and up and
Yeah.
keep messing up.
So I'm in 2 and 3 right now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So you want to be able to keep going, but you don't want to just like be able to pop the bike up and not be able to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So Nate's going to demonstrate what it's like on a mountain bike. So this is what it's going to look like. Nate's going to demonstrate.
Yeah. So here we go.
So he pushes down and then he pulls up and he kind of taps the brake just to keep his balance point.
Yeah. So just bounce that suspension as far as you can. This bike's obviously not my size, so it's a little different. And just make sure you're in that right gear, that gear ratio, as to where you can just easily lift the bike as much as you can, and just lean back, keep your arms straight, and you should be golden. So I'm gonna do it again real quick. So just
Yeah, just like that. Ease practice, you can start going straight lines and just keep going, work on it. So it takes time.
yeah.
And one more thing, I can't speak about all bikes, but personally, I would say that you don't want to be in the gears on the left side. I don't have gears on my bike, so I'm going to show you Nate's. You don't want to be in anything that's like 1 and then something else. You want to be in like at least 2 and probably 2 or 3,
Yeah.
2 and 4. Those are
I
like
learned on 2 and 2, and I think that's the best for me.
Yeah.
But it really all depends on the bike you have.
on my mountain bike. I had 2 and 4. That's what I learned on, and it's all personal preference. Same with brakes. How sharp you want your brakes, and it's just practice.
Exactly.
All right, guys, hope this helps. If there's anything that you think we missed, put it in the comments. I mean, tell us if it helps.
Yeah.
Make sure to leave a like and subscribe.